Welcome back to another market update video. Today we are diving into Laguna Beach. There has been a big shift and it is officially in a buyer's market. So we're going to see how many homes are available for sale, how much below list price are homes selling for, what is the month supply, what has the median price done for the last 5 years. All of this in this video, so if you're buying or selling a house, you can get a good idea of what the market is going to do for the rest of the year and how it could impact your goals for Laguna Beach. If you're new here, my name is Ian Phillips. I am a local realtor in Orange County and I upload weekly videos diving into the housing data, exploring various different cities so you can stay up to date on what is happening whether you're buying or selling a house. If you need an agent in the area, reach out. I'd love to chat. Or if you're just looking for some information, subscribe for more. I'll be uploading weekly videos. Let's get into it. Alrighty, let's dive into some of the data for Laguna Beach. As you can see, we are officially in a buyer's market, which is pretty cool to see, as prices for the most part have indicated that it is a hot seller's market for the last couple years. Now, if we look at months supply of inventory, this is a huge factor for determining buyers or sellers are in control. And if you look at Orange County as a whole, you're just under 2.5 months of available supply. So Laguna specifically is way higher than the Orange County average. Sold to list price, on average, homes are selling for almost 3% below list price. Median days on market, I think this is a little skewed because it's actually closer to 70 days on market right now. So I think there's just been quite a few homes that sold very fast in the last month, which affected the days on market. Median sold price, $3 million. That's pretty average for Laguna Beach, but we'll take a look at the chart and see what's been going on for the last few years, because prices have done a whole lot of nothing for the most part. So let's see. Last month, minus 2.5% is what properties did for the last month. Year over year change, still positive, 2.3%. Not a whole lot. And if we compare that to Orange County as a whole, as you can see this chart, we've basically done a whole lot of nothing since 2022. So Laguna is this blue line here, Orange County is this orange line, and in Orange County, median price was a little under $1.1 million in 2022 and continued going up to now $1.2 million. Laguna Beach, $3 million in 2022 and $3 million right now. So prices have basically done nothing for the last 3 years. And the US on average did peak in 2022. Prices are down very minorly in the overall country, but prices in the US did peak in 2022, at least for now. So let's take a look at the number of new listings hitting the market. So last month, there were 78 homes that were listed. So that days on market that we saw in the beginning of 22, that is going to change substantially. Because if we look at what happened in November, December, there was only 27 homes hitting the market in 1 month, and then huge jump in January, 67 homes. February, 70 homes hit the market. March, 78 homes. So there are a ton of listings hitting the market in Laguna Beach, which is why I think we saw this drastic shift from a seller's market to a buyer's market in 2025. Let's take a look at active listings. 207 homes on the market. As you can see, in December there were 140 and a huge jump to 207. Now, we haven't seen this type of inventory since October of 2020, right before we had the huge inventory crunch where homes were just flying off the shelf, multiple offers over list price, and inventory got all the way down to 61 homes on the market in February of 2022. And that is when we started seeing this slow uptrend of homes hitting the market, more inventory becoming available, and now we are back to over 200 homes on the market. So this has been a pretty substantial shift that we've seen in Laguna Beach. Median days on market for active listings, this is a month over month rate. So we can see in December, there was on average homes were on the market for 120 days and we had a big drop down to 43 days. We'll have to wait and see what the sold data is telling us. Let's look at pending listings. So this is the number of homes that are in escrow. Good indication of buyer demand. We can see number of properties in escrow, 33. That's actually a pretty big jump from last month, 23 homes to 33 months to 33 homes in escrow. So maybe this buyer's market could just be temporary. Median homes value in escrow, $2.8 million, somewhat irrelevant. Let's take a look at the sold listings. This is the main thing that matters. So we had a big spike in the median sold price month over month. Last month, the average home that was selling was 2.3. This month, it's $3 million. So let's wait and see how the next couple months play out. If this continues to increase, then you could probably say confidently that Laguna Beach is likely going to shift back to maybe a neutral market. I don't think we'll see a seller's market this year for Laguna because there are just too many homes available to have that seller's market again. Number of sold properties. This is what I like to see. So in January, 18 homes sold. In February, 21 homes sold. In March, 29 homes sold. So a good steady increase for 2025. Hopefully this can continue. As we can see last year, we did also get a steady increase in the first half of the year and then it dropped off substantially. So hopefully this trend can continue and we can get back to more of a neutral market. But if you're a buyer, maybe you don't want it to get back to a neutral market because there is a lot of negotiating power happening right now in Laguna. I've been showing quite a few homes in the area and there are some homes that are selling for less than what they were bought in 2022. That is a huge discount. And homes are sitting on the market for longer. A lot of houses are on the market for 70, 80, 90 days, having multiple price reductions. I wrote an offer on a house. It was on the market for $3.6 million, dropped their price down to 3.3, and it ended up selling for $3,050,000. So almost $600,000 below what it was listed for. And a good rule of thumb when you're in a buyer's market, if a house has been available for 30 days without a price reduction, get your agent or reach out to me. Let's write an offer for 5% below list price. Start the negotiating process. If it's been on the market for 60, 90 days without a price drop, maybe you can even go 8% below list price, 10% below list price. You just want to get your foot in the door, start the negotiations back and forth, see how desperate the seller is to start getting counters. Maybe they don't counter you. Maybe they get back to you in a couple weeks, say, hey, we haven't received any other offers. Do you want to resubmit? That happens very regularly when you're in a buyer's market. And if you're a seller, you need to be pricing your home pretty well. If you overprice your house, it is going to sit on the market for months. I'm seeing this every single week. Homes that are overpriced are not getting any traction. There's not even any showings happening. No offers are coming in. You need to be a lot more realistic with your list price because that is going to affect how long your house sits on the market for. Now this sold to list price, as we can see, it's kind of just been bouncing between, basically for the last 4 years, between 94% and 97%. We did occasionally get above 100 a couple times. Even last year we got to 99. So that means for their original list price, homes sometimes sell 6% below their original list price or 3% below their original list price. And that is a pretty solid indicator that you're in a buyer's market. Now, median days on market. This is what I wanted to take a look at. Yeah, something is being messed up with this data because it's not accurate. I think this is not taking into account the recently listed houses because we're not getting any data for April. So February, you can see it was 103 days before a house sold. And we dropped all the way down to 22 days before a house sold. So my expectation that because this data is so volatile, I think what happened is you probably had a lot of listings that were in escrow that ended up closing last month in a short period of time. And then a lot of listings hit the market. So this median days on market, I think is very inaccurate. I think we'll get a more realistic reading as we approach summer. But I hope you enjoyed this deep dive into the Laguna Beach housing market. Again, a lot of evidence we have shifted into a buyer's market. So if you're a buyer, you have a lot of negotiating power. If you're a seller, don't expect multiple offers in the first weekend. Once again, my name is Ian Phillips. I am a local realtor here in Orange County, uploading weekly videos, talking about the cities, see what's going on in the market here. So if you're looking for an agent in the area, whether you're buying or selling, reach out. I'd love to chat. All my information is in the description below. And if you're just looking for some knowledge, subscribe for more. I'll be uploading more of these videos every single week. If there's a city you're interested in, let me know in the comments below. I'll see you next time.